Welcome to Dom Nai Radio and Television Station. Here comes to the news today. On February 25th, Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà worked with the leader of the Ministry of Health and related ministries and several central hospitals on solving problems related to the procurement of medical equipment and supplies. At the meeting, the Deputy Prime Minister requested the Ministry of Health to urgently complete the draft decree for the Prime Minister to sign and promulgate in February. At the same time, urgently submit to the government a draft resolution on the guarantee of medicines, medical equipment, and payment of medical examination and treatment expense covered by the health insurance until relevant legal documents are promulgated before the February 28th. Representatives of the hospital says that this regulation will release the pressure on the lack of medical supplies and equipment, which is very dreadful today. However, a more radical solution is needed for the current insurance of circulation registration numbers for medical supplies and equipment. The Ministry of Finance is collecting comments on the proposal to develop the revised law on special consumption tax. Notably, the Ministry of Finance proposed studying to increase the excise tax rate for a number of items such as tobacco, alcohol, and beer to limit imports, production, and consumption. In addition, the Ministry of Finance also proposed to add sugar drinks, non-alcoholic beverage, new tobacco products and equipment, parts and solution of new tobacco, trading in online video game service to be subject to the excise tax. Currently in Vietnam, the excise tax on tobacco is 75%, alcohol 35 to 65%, beer is 65%. From the beginning of the year until now, Vietnam food's export activity has prospered, causing many kinds of foods to increase in price. If at this time last year, the price of truck foods were below 10,000 VND per kilogram, now grade 1 truck foods had increased to 40,000 VND per kilogram. The price of durian is also above 100,000 VND per kilogram, and the price of dragon fruits reached 20,000 VND per kilogram. The price of fruits has increased sharply in the context that Vietnamese fruits are being favored by international market. For example, bananas. In just first months of this year, Dom Nai province has exported 200,000 tons of bananas, half of the output of the whole previous year. Up to now, China has imported 11 types of fruits from Vietnam. The US has imported 7 types, Japan 8 types, Korea 6 types, Australia 4 types, New Zealand 5 types. On the sidelines of the G20 summit in India, on February 25th, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) held a meeting with the representatives of the World Bank, China, India, Saudi Arabia, and G7 on raising debt structure for the troubled economies. According to the IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, at the meeting, efforts were made to narrow the differences. The roundtable was co-chaired by Ms. Georgieva and Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Speaking to the press, Ms. Georgieva said, "We just ended a section where there was clearly a commitment to narrowing differences for the benefits of the nations." One delegate told Reuters news agency that some initial progress has been made, mainly on the language around the issue, but the reconstructing will not discuss in details. And the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that there were no concrete outcomes from the meeting, but mainly in terms of organization. The Independent National Election Commission (INEC) in Nigeria on February 25th had to postpone voting at 141 points in Bayelsa State to February 26 due to the violence occurring in many places. According to Mr. Mahmoud Yakubu, resident of the INEC, After the third harassed the residential polling places and positions of the National Assembly of this country, security was then increased. However, the National Youth Union working at the polling stations were afraid that the election has to be postponed. Mr. Yakubu also said that many voter authentication systems has been taken away by thirds. Mr. Yakubu added that the voting process were also interrupted at some polling stations in 7 localities of Imo State due to the insecurity. In addition, elections in some area of Edo State was also postponed until March. This is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching. Have a good time. Goodbye.